in this tutorial, we are going to see how to write a left turn yaw function. So in the past, we have learned how to write a right turn function. We have learned how to initialize our motors, and now we are going to learn about left. As you can imagine, it's a lot like the right turn. So in fact, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click duplicate, and then I'm going to add this function over here. Um, so a bunch of things are going to remain the same. We are going to still need the motor initialization block, because anytime we use motors, we have to initialize them. The robot needs to know which are the navigation motors, what's the circumference, and how to brake, and what's the speed. So we are also going to set our yaw angle to 0, and so this time to move, so from here onwards we are going to start afresh. Okay, so we, to turn left, let's go back to our yaw angle simulation. So when you put in minus 90, you will see that our robot turns to the left. Going back to our spike prime, for that to happen, we need to have minus 10 and plus 10 over here. That's going to be our motor power or motor speed to turn to the left hand side. Now we want to monitor what's the value of the yaw angle. So we are going to take this block out, and for left turn we are going to put our yaw angle on this side. Again, hover and wait till this thing highlights white, and then you can let it go. So let's say we want to turn minus 90 degrees. So what we want to do is put in minus 90 here. Okay. Now remember, on the number line, minus 1 is the biggest number. And so when the yaw angle is set to 0, minus 90 is going to be less than minus 1. So let's see how this is going to work for us. So if we want our robot to turn minus 90, we set our yaw angle to 0, we set our speed accordingly, and now we can download. So this is my camera feed. I am going to download this code, and if everything goes right, it's going to turn left. Let's check in this connect block about the value. So as you would have guessed, it's minus 94. We noticed that even the right angle turn had a little bit of an offset. So if we wanted minus 90, we would actually put in the target value as minus 86. So we need a addition block here. So I'm going to feed this over here, and so whatever is the angle, we want to add plus 4 to it. Okay. And then here, if we add in minus 90, or like whatever is your target angle, that's going to allow us to do that. Let's try turning minus 45 at this point. Minus 45 and download. And look over here, and we see it's minus 46. So we can be happy with this calibration. Okay, to make this a function, we're going to disconnect it from here, go to my blocks and make a block. Call this the left turn, and then feed it an input, call it the L angle. When this is done, we want to feed this L angle right over here. So this function is ready. Let's test it out. A good hallmark of a programmer is that they always test out every single step that they do. So we want to turn left, so we are putting in minus 70, and then we download our code. And let's look over here, and we got a minus 90. So things are going well with our left turn. Okay, so we have a left turn, we have a right turn, but don't you wish that you had just one single turn and then it would decide whether it was a right or a left? What if you wanted a generic block? So why don't we do that? We'll pull out a right turn and a left turn, but then let's have a if statement here, a if statement, and then here we will check um, if this turn value is greater than 0. So we'll feed over here, and let's say we have a turn angle. We are gonna feed, so we will make a my block and just call it turn, and then add an input, call it turn angle. Okay, and stick it here and check if the turn angle is greater than 0. If yes, we put turn angle in right angle. If not, turn it in left angle, because if it's less than 0, it will be a left turn. Okay, so we will place it here, and this time we'll just call a turn. So why don't we turn 45 degrees and run it. So it turned 45 degrees. We would like it to go all the way around till it is looking at 12 o'clock. So I'm going to guess it's 40, it's 150 degrees. So nice. And let's check over here. It gave you a perfect 150 degrees. Okay. Now what if you wanted to turn minus 90? So I'm going to feed in minus 90 here and then test out our code. And looking at this connect block shows you that you have reached a perfect minus 90. So our turn function is looking good here. So I hope you continue using your turn function and your motor movement blocks to make your navigation modular. Happy programming!